ang topic natin ngayong araw na ito ay ang ating Pangulo na nagpunta nga sa ASEAN. Ngunit maraming maraming nag-post tungkol dun sa kanyang tila pag-break ng protocol, pag-break niya ng protocol sa paglapit at pakikipagkamay kay President Xi. Hi, Attorney Martin. So, anong pinagmulan nito? So, yun ang unang titignan natin. So, may pinagmulan kasi yan. May sinabi, mayroong mga tinatawag na interventions. Ang intervention doon sa ASEAN, ang tawag nila intervention, ito ay a position, parang ito ay isang speech or formal address na binibigay ng isang head of state. Siya ay representante during the summit or a meeting. So summit sa ASEAN, at ang purpose ng intervention ay i-explain kung ano ang posisyon ng bansa tungkol sa specific issues, particularly specific regional or international issues. So intervention ang tawag doon. So doon sa intervention speech ni Pangulong Marcos noong October 27, mayroon siyang mga sinabi. At ito po ang pinagmulan ng mga iba't ibang mga komento tungkol at reaksyon tungkol sa kanyang kanyang paglapit kay President Xi. Bago po tayo magpatuloy, huwag pong kakalimutan, like, share, follow, and subscribe po tayo ngayon. So, paki-check lang po kung nakapag-like and share na kayo, lalong-lalo na TikTokers, Facebook, at saka YouTube. So, titignan natin, ni-reproduce ko dito sa screen sa ating Facebook at saka sa YouTube, yung remarks na isang bahagi ng intervention ni Pangulong Marcos. Ito ang sinabi niya. On the South China Sea, it is regrettable that incidents continue to occur in the West Philippine Sea, which endanger the lives of Philippine personnel and compromise the safety of our vessels and aircraft. These include dangerous maneuvers and the coercive use of tools and equipment to interfere with or obstruct legitimate and routine Philippine activities in our own maritime zones and airspace, as guaranteed under international law, particularly the UNCLOS. Moreover, the attempt of some actors to establish the so-called nature reserve status over Bajo de Masinloc or Scarborough Shoal, which is a long-standing and integral part of the Philippines, over which it has sovereignty and jurisdiction, clearly violates not only Philippine sovereignty, but also the traditional fishing rights of our people guaranteed by international law, including the 1982 UNCLOS and affirmed by the final and binding 2016 award on the South China Sea arbitration and relevant domestic laws. These incidents notwithstanding, the Philippines will continue to remain firm, calm, and resolute in its commitment to the full implementation of the Declaration of the Conduct of Parties in the South China Sea, and to pursue productive negotiations towards a code of conduct that is effective, substantive, and consistent with international law, particularly the UNCLOS. Sabi pa niya, this commitment is shared throughout all levels of the government which desires to conclude an effective and substantive code of conduct that can effectively govern the behavior of parties at sea. So, yan po yun. And ito yung sinasabi ng mga tao that President Marcos blasts China. Yun po yun. So, ano ba ang relative predisposition ng mga ASEAN neighbors natin? So, divided po ang ASEAN, ang position so far ng ASEAN, except for the Code of Conduct, on China's South China Sea expansion. Binabalanse nga lang ng bawat mga miyembro ng ASEAN ang kanilang economic ties with China laban dun sa mga concerns nila sa kanilang mga claims within the South China Sea. Yung iba, katulad ng Cambodia, ay nag-align with China in opposing unified ASEAN statements on the issue. Ibig sabihin, ang Cambodia, hindi sila sang-ayon sa isang ASEAN stand on how to deal with China sa South China Sea. Ang position kasi ng China is through bilateral talks. So, sumang-ayon ang Cambodia. Ang iba naman, tulad ng Vietnam at Malaysia, mayroon sila ding mga maritime claims, pero sila gusto nila unified response. Ngunit, inuuna nila ang kanilang economic engagement sa China bago yung concerns nila dito. Brunei din may claim sa South China Sea at mayroon din so Vietnam, Malaysia at Brunei may mga maritime claims sila at nag-express sila ng concern tungkol doon sa assertive behavior ng China sa South China Sea. So dito sa ASEAN, ang pinatutunguhan ay magkaroon ng code of conduct dito. Gusto ko lang ipaalala kung sino po ang nagpasimuno ng code of conduct nito. Noong ang Pilipinas ay head ng ASEAN, panahon ni Rodrigo Duterte bilang presidente, tayo po ang nagsulong ng Code of Conduct na yan. So, ngayon, nakita naman ng marami sa atin na towards the end, una naging issue yung bakit wala siya sa family picture. Ang pangalawang naging issue ay, yun na nga, yung paglapit niya kay President Xi. Ayon sa ilang mga dalubhasa na nakakausap natin na may view of China, ito ay labag daw sa protocol. Unang-una, hindi ka basta pwedeng lumapit. Ngunit sa pagdidescribe ng ating Pangulo, tila tumawid-tawid pa daw siya ng ilang mga upuan sa kanyang kamamadali makalapit kay President Xi. Nakakatawa lang. At it appears na ang general consensus na nakikita natin sa social media is medyo parang it seemed a little off. This is the kindest most people say. It seems a little off, or rather slightly embarrassing, if not outright embarrassing. Kasi nga, lumapit siya, walang pahintulot, and this was not yung pagpapalapit kasi sa isang premier, lalong-lalo na sa China, ay governed by several rules and protocols, particularly kung this is a formal event. Sabi ni Awi, I think the ASEAN leaders did not react much about this the last time BBM spoke about this. Ngayon, inulit na naman niya. Oo nga mukhang talagang pinupush niya yung naratiba na ito. On the other hand, there is the impression sa marami sa ating mga, watchers, for those academics who seriously watch yung mga pangyayaring ganito, at sinasabi is that ang turing ng ilang ASEAN nations sa Pilipinas ay tayo ang nagsasalita para dun sa stand ng US. So it is difficult to shake this impression na marami sa mga kapitbahay natin at ilang mga dalubhasa ang nagsasabi na tila ganyan ang ginagampanang role ng ating Pangulo pagdating dito sa ASEAN. Lalong-lalo na tungkol dito sa dealings in the South China Sea. Ito ngayon ang complication. Tila nag-uusap na muli ang US at saka China. At papalapit na sila, bumabalik na yung kanilang, how do you call this, relasyon. Recently kasi, nagkakaroon sila ng complication sa relasyon nila because gusto ni President Donald Trump ay mas equitable or mas equal ang status nila, ang pagturing nila sa isa't isa pagdating sa kanilang mga importations and of course export between these two countries. So recently, nag-announce ang China na maghihigpit na sila given na maraming talks that have been going on pero mukhang pinaninindigan ng US ang kanilang trade relations. Nag-announce naman ang China tungkol sa kanilang rare earth exports na sila daw ay maghihigpit na. Ang rare earth po ay mga minerals that are necessary for the manufacture of certain technological devices. Kung di ako nagkakamali, but please feel free to correct me. So now, ang daming nagsasabi, nakakahiya naman daw. There is, of course, a big disconnect between what the president's intervention speech where he mentioned the South China Sea, the arbitral decision, gumamit siya ng words like, words like, ayan naman pala. Gumamit sila ng words like, ito. Ay, mali yung tinitignan ko. Nawala yung aking pinapakita kanina. Ayun. Regrettable that there are incidents. Yan. Medyo in diplomatic, ang diplomacy kasi has a language of its own. Well, not literally, pero mayroong ways of saying things to mitigate. So, to mitigate yung possible outcomes nila. So ito, dangerous maneuvers, coercive use of tools and equipment to interfere with or obstruct legitimate and routine Philippine activities. So ang ginagawa ni Presidente Marcos dito ay ina-assert niya ang Philippine stand at nire-reiterate niya kung ano ang polisiya natin dito sa South China Sea. Ngunit, ang sinasabi ng ilang mga, well, when it comes to international relations, there is a time and place for everything. Ito ba ang panahon? Di ba sinabi rin mismo ni Presidente Marcos, there is a time and place kung saan pwedeng pag-usapan ang South China Sea. Gayunpaman, he brought up these matters. Siguro, sa tingin niya, these are so pressing, he needs to reiterate it at para maitulak or mai-announce niya na gagawin niyang priority ang pagtatapos or pagkukomplete ng Code of Conduct sa ASEAN. Now, during the when President Duterte was leaving office, I had the good fortune of being able to interview him. At tinanong ko siya, do you regret na hindi mo natapos yung Code of Conduct? Ang sabi niya, what was important is na umpisahan yan. Kasi hindi naman ganun din talaga kabilis na makapagpasa ng isang multilateral agreement. At lalong-lalo na because China kulang pa yata ng ligaw, kumbaga. That's the nature of international relations. You try to convince other sovereign countries to see things the way you want them to see things and come to an agreement with them. So, while China does not like the ASEAN banding together for a unified approach dito sa dealings with China, insofar as the South China Sea is concerned, if ASEAN comes together and agrees on this, ganun nga ang mangyayari. Now, the multilateral approach, meaning all of the ASEAN negotiates as a unit with China, we get a stronger position. Pero, if bilateral, natural ang Pilipinas will be at the biggest disadvantage. Because nga, we are a little, how do you call this? There seems to leave a lot to be desired in the way we have approached China on the issue. Sabi ni, strictly under duress. BBM does not care about proper decorum both in and out of the country. ASEAN is not the place for calling out its members, and the fact that BBM acted the way he acted goes to show how shameless this guy is. Oh, but China is not a member. Is it? Okay. Thank you kay Ma'am Melody Fair, kay Art, kay Sir Art. Hi, thank you very much. Kay Rainbow, kay Ren, kay Sir Pompoko. Maraming salamat po. At kay Ma'am Yuki. Kay Davao Investment, maraming salamat din po. At kay TikTok. At kay Every Little Pieces. Uy, ang daming sumali. Kay Wayne, thank you very much. Kay Ma'am Melody Fair, kay Ma'am Eyada, kay Ma'am Michelle Fernandez, kay Almira, ayun, kay Sir Pompoko, kay Ma'am Eyada uli, kay Jenjeline Francisquete, okay. At kay Attorney Martin Dino din po. Hi, sir. Okay. Okay. Sabi ni strictly, my bad, but I still feel that ASEAN is where you broker agreements, not where you pull that kind of stunt. Ako, I agree naman with that. Okay, thank you kay D521. Sabi ni Ma'am Patty, parang masyadong ill-advised ata ang galawan ni BBM sa mga ganitong international fora. Kulang talaga siya sa statesmanship na dating nakikita natin kay PRD. Nga, well, hi. Sabi ni Sir Jonas, nung lumapit si BBM kay Xi, biglang tumayo yung ambassador at lumapit kay BBM at kay Xi. Parang medyo na-alarma nga yata. Sabi ni RG, have blessed All Souls Day sa'yo, attorney. Embarrassment talaga ginawa ni BBM yung pagkamay niya kay Xi Jinping. Sabi pa niya sa press con, parang susuntukin daw siya ng mga bodyguard ni Xi Jinping. Nakakahiya talaga. So, I think he wanted to prove a point. Ang sabi niya, di ba, yes, I think that's how he came across, no? Like he was trying to prove a point. Parang sinasabi niya, ang ginagawa niya was to, alam niyo yan, it's like sa Congress, okay? Ang nakikita kong parallelism niyan sa Congress. Naalala niyo nung tinawag kami on the fake news issue, ang sabi is, remember na, grabe yung mga pagtatanong kay Crisette, kay MJ, grabe yung parinig nila sa amin, pati yung mga ang sasama ng salita kay Mark Lopez, mga ganon. And then of course, merong ibang vloggers na nananamantala and were attempting to insult us also in the in Congress. And how the congressmen were so adamant about parang pinapahiya talaga ang mga vloggers. So and then afterwards, nung tapos na, lalapit yung mga congressman, makikipagkamay, tapos sasabihin, trabaho lang ha, naku, pasensya na lang kayo, ganon. Ganon po yung lumalabas na na ganon yung parang lumalabas na attitude or na actions ni BBM, ni Presidente. Parang ang lumalabas is, hataw siya dun during the speech, pero lalapit siya, sir, trabaho lang. Parang ganon. Or pinapakita niya na nothing personal, parang ganon. But it seems that there's a disconnect. Parang hindi siya nag-aral nung protocols. So, or it might be na talagang alam nila yung protocols, pero ginagawa pa rin niya. Anong sinasabi na? Bakit? Kasi nung time na, remember dun sa funeral ni Queen Elizabeth, dumating yung mag-asawa at sa sa kabutihang palad nakaupo sila sa likod ni President Donald Trump. Ang alam namin is that base dun sa mga kaibigan nating sa loob, sinasabi nila they had been trying to get an appointment nga with President Trump before, pero hindi sila makakuha. And so nanamantala sila dun sa pagkakataon doon sa funeral, sa state at the rites in the church para makalapit kay President Donald Trump. So tila ganito ang style na inadopt ni Presidente Marcos na kapag may pagkakataon, inaagaw niya talaga yung pagkakataon na yun regardless of existing protocols. Sabi ni Ma'am Awi, during PRD's time, I believe a lot of leaders wanted to speak to him. But now it seems other leaders don't want to have anything to do with him. With BBM or who? Sabi ni Jan, he's always off. Pero in this case, I think it was intentional. Alam niyo yan, I think if he was completely ignorant about the protocols, then we will understand. But he cannot be ignorant because pangatlong taon na niya bilang presidente. Ayan. Kinorek tayo ni Miss June Gallardo. Sabi niya, siya po si Chinese Premier Wang Yi. Hindi po siya ambassador, parang executive secretary yun ni President Xi. Okay, thank you very much for the correction. And yes, that was, let me double check ha. Yeah. That was, I agree. Tama ka Miss June, that was the Chinese Premier. So, paki-correct lang po, I apologize for the mistake. Thank you kay Dan. At kay Palag Kalipi. Sabi ni Sir RG, iba talaga si PRD pagdating sa ASEAN Summit. Pinahanga niya lahat ng mga leader ng iba't ibang bansa, especially Trump and Xi Jinping. Nakakamiss si Tatay Digong, sana makauwi na siya. Sabi ni Lawrence, dinaig pa si BBM ng new Prime Minister dito sa Japan ngayon. Miss friendship talaga kahit new at kauna-unahang babaeng Prime Minister sa Japan. Sabi ni Hello Jeng, sobrang cringe. I think that's the best description so far. Pag napapanood ko, my goodness. Tinatanong ni Terry Rose, wala ba siyang protocol officer? Wala siyang briefing? I think he knows. Ang tingin ko dyan is that he is aware of the protocols but he insisted. Kasi nga, parang ganyan eh. Parang ganyan na nga sila ngayon. Sabi ni Lazy Troy, nagpanggap na hindi alam yung protocol. Ang totoo, wala naman talagang alam si Pipi. Uy. You're welcome, Sir Arsenio. Hi, Ma'am Maria. Sabi ni Ma'am BM, yes po, parang ES yung si President Xi. Napagsabihan si BBM, kakahiya. Sabi ni Strictly, di ba may kasama si BBM? Pinalibutan na lang ba niya ng yes men ang sarili niya na walang nagbibigay sa kanya ng guidance at possible game plan on how to appear and conduct himself in ASEAN? Ang tingin ko, we cannot blame the people around him. Ang tingin ko, whether or not yes men sila o talagang nagbigay sila ng payo sa kanya, I think ganun pa rin ang gagawin ni Pangulo. Thank you kay Andresa at kay Gising na Pilipinas. Sabi ni Ma'am Jeng, out of topic, ang cute niyo sa fireman's uniform, mabigat po ba? Ay, sa ano? Yes, mabigat siya. So you have to be really strong to be carrying all that equipment plus yung bigat ng safety gear mo to be firefighter. Sabi ni Maga, disappointed. Sabi ni Rain, agaw pansin para mapag-usapan lang siya, kakahiya. Sabi ni Ma'am Joan, Wang Yi is the foreign minister. He kept looking at BBM's hand. Teka, check na nga natin. 3 ng version ng nakita natin eh. Okay, ang nakalagay dito, Wang Yi, Chinese diplomat serving as director of the Chinese Communist Party Central Committee Foreign Affairs Commission. So he is the foreign minister. Okay, again, my bad correcting myself. Finally, final na yan. Wang Yi, who intervened, not naman intervened, nung lumapit si BBM, kay si Pangulo, kay President Xi, siya yung nakaupo sa likod ni President Xi, at nung palapit si Pangulo, ay bigla siyang tumayo, so he's the foreign minister ng China. Sabi ni Ma'am Melody, photo ops or para mapag-usapan siya? I don't think that they took a selfie. So, pero marami naman nag-photograph sa kanya. Yung sabi ni Warren, bending the protocol. Sabi ni Roxanne, just wanted to shake his hand. Pero hindi selfie. Just wanted to shake his hand and get a photo. That's it. Di mo maluloko ang mga Pilipino. Sabi ni Strictly, this is me speaking in conspiracy theory. Yung ganitong pag-bulldoze at pagbilay niya to have his way can be paralleled on how Trump conducts himself when meeting foreign leaders. Without the backing of his own government. Sabi ni Dutch, nakakahiya. Okay. Sabi ni Miss June, di daw pinautang ng South Korea, kaya humirit kay President Xi, uutang daw siya. Uy, grabe. Yung mga tipong, interesado pa po ba kayo? Nasaan na yung pautang yun sa amin? Si FPRD, nung bagong presidente, marami rin ang hindi lumalapit sa kanya. Pero, when his fame began to spread, agawan na talaga. And hindi lang Pilipinong nakikipag-agawan para makapagpa-picture sa kanya. So, hindi ko po nakikita yan with this president. Sabi ni Hyacinth, iniiwasan nga si BBM ng ibang leaders, mukha siyang kawawa. Sabi ni Ma'am Flora, si FL may turo niyan, Maginoo Pertuso. Sabi ni Sola, sanay na sanay ang si B. Sa D, pagsunod ng protocol, they don't care about protocols, mga alipores nga niya, pinanindigan pa ang bend the law. Wala lang. Desperate move na nga niya yan, like para last hura na niya, para kuno makonvince niya karamihan na maniniwala sa kanya. Sabi naman ni Palag Kalipi sa ASEAN kung ano-ano sinasabi niya laban sa China, tapos kakamay siya sa AFP. Sabi ni D5, FPRD is still respected to this day. Sabi ni James, tapos the loyalistas have the gall to make fun of VP. At paano daw ihahandle ang foreign policy? Itong si Junior ang nagkalat. Hindi pa nga nila binibigyan ng pagkakataon si VP. However, I would like to point out na maraming dumadalaw sa kanya ng mga ambassadors at foreign dignitaries. They want to see the vice president. Sabi ni Francian, when PRD was our president, we were always proud whenever we see him on the international stage. Not so much with BBM. We miss PRD so much. Bring him home. Sabi ni Jonas, naalala ko tuloy si tatay when he spoke sa UN during his term na pinagsabihan at ipinamukha sa UN na biased ang trato sa mga mayayamang bansa at mga maliliit na bansa regarding sa vaccine at iba pang issues na binabaliwala concerning UN rules and priorities. So proud dun sa speech na yun ni tatay. Oo nga, no? May address siya dun sa UN General Assembly. Totoo yan. Janine says, basta may notification na nagla-live ka o nag-live ka po, bisitahin ko po agad. Kahit kagabi nakikinig lang po ako sa live niyo, though I do not practice undas, for sure lagi po akong nakaabang sa mga Duterte supporters vloggers. Thank you, Ma'am Janine. I really like that name. Totoo din ba, sabi ni WW Gameboy, totoo din ba nakikipag-usap si BBM kay Brunais Bolkia, tapos parang umiwas si Bolkia ng presidente ng Indonesia ba yon? Di ko kasi kilala. I have to check pa po. But if anybody here has seen the video, please chime in. Hi, Ma'am Karen. Sabi niya, the funny thing is the TAD media portrays the news like they're super best friends and magkaka-deal all in less than 10 seconds. Pati handshake, ninanakaw, halatang under the influence of illegal substance. Napuhuyo tuloy yung nasa likod, sabay tingin sa kamay ni B. Baka may buyag. Kasi kung ako si President Xi, maghuhugas ako ng kamay pagkatapos. Anong schedule sa Spokes? 8:30 po ng umaga, Monday to Friday sa Billionaire News Channel. Sabi ni Infested Jones, sabi siguro nila, ingat ka dyan, baka pulutin ka sa dahig. Totoo, sabi ni RG. Totoo po kaya yung balita tungkol kay Mayor Baste na tinatrabaho siya ng taga Malacanang, pati po yung bagong post ni Kiko Barsaga about kay PRD. Hindi ako sure yung sa bagong post ni Kiko Barsaga, yung supposedly endangered yung life ni PRD from this administration. So I have no evidence of that. However, matagal na pong binanggit ni Mayor Baste yung intention na to make them, to file cases, frivolous or legit or any kind of cases for political ends. So, yung pag-appoint ni former DOJ Secretary Boying Remulla bilang ombudsman ay indicative nito. So, isa pang napansin namin is, halimbawa, ano yung pangalan nung, doon sa maraming lumilitaw na parang mapanirang posts or comments na baha daw ang sementeryo sa Davao City. Tuwing magsasabi kami, like nag-post kami about the Davao 911, biglang may mga lilitaw na mga comments, baha nga ang sementeryo. Yung pinapakitang sementeryo na supposedly baha nga, and baha naman talaga, ay yung Panakan Public Cemetery. Isa lang yan sa ilang mga sementeryo sa Davao City. Pero in 2024 pa lang, nag-issue na ng resolution ang City Government of Davao at the request of the mayor na tumigil na sa pagtatanggap ng panibagong ililibing doon dahil kailangan ayusin yung drainage. Naging habit na kasi over several years, pag malakas ang ulan, binabaha ito. So mayroong mga in-install na po yan na pumps even before pa. So pagkatapos ng ulan at may tubig doon, pinapump out yung water. However, sabi ni Mayor Baste, as early as 2024, we can't keep doing this. So ayan na po. Iniintay na lang po yung mga details para maumpisahan ang mga yung infra and earth moving activities para maayos na po yung drainage dyan. Sabi ni Mutesem, totoo po yan. Ito, sabi ni Honeybee, mana si BBMK Imelda, I've heard chismis of her gate crashing in the past. Well, I've heard similar ones, not gate crashing per se, but breaking protocol. Halimbawa, she attended an event in Europe. I think it was in the UK where royalty was present. So she showed up wearing a tiara. Now, during events like these, protocol dictates na royalty lang ang pwedeng magsuot ng mga tiara o corona. So, isa yon. Si First Lady Lisa Marcos naman also broke protocol during the wedding of, tama ba yun, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle? Tama ba yun? So, during the wedding, which was held in the daytime and the reception, I understand, in the afternoon, she was wearing a floor-length gown. Filipiniana naman. Pero, ang protocol dictates that during daytime, you wear Chanel length, shorter dresses, or cocktail length dresses. Hindi gowns. Ang gowns po ay para sa gabi. So, ayun, may mga ganun sila. Sabi ni Ma'am Lisa, BBM is not a trustworthy man. He has no word of honor. Kaya yung mga politiko behind BBM, beware kayo. Think of this. Sarah made him president. Filipinos all over the world, we know that. And Singson helped him. Everyone in Malacanang, wala yan sila pag wala itong dalawa. Sabi ni Rayu, what hurts me most is that we are being used and still we are allowing them. Let us not forget the mandate of these politicians for and for public service. Yet it seems we are. Bitin po yung message ninyo. Sabi ni Ma'am Melody Fair, when I miss Tatay D, punta ako sa YT, replay ko yung mga speeches niya. Sabi ni Amanda, at least sa GC namin, may taga Davao, kaya lagi kami updated sa kagandahan ng Davao City. Hi po. Ma'am Zara says, in fairness to Imelda, she has real charm. Si BBM parang infected ng contagious disease. Ay, grabe! Walang minanang kahit anong good traits sa parents. To be fair, Mrs. Marcos was gracious, regal. It also helps that she's tall, no? Tall, very beautiful, strikingly beautiful. So, alam nyo, it's a material world after all, and these things matter. Sabi ni Ma'am June, kung sa Baraha kasi, alam na ng ASEAN at ng China kung saan nakasandal at umaasa ang BBM admin. Sa US, kaya mainit si BBM sa ASEAN and China, lalo na he allows the additional military bases sa atin. Sabi ni Rayo in part 2, we are more serving them than they are serving us. They let their ego and their own ambitions prevail over their crusade for public good. Laban lang Pilipinas lagi. Divided government na tayo. Thank you kay Cheese sa pinadala niyong heart. At kay, Alfred, thank you very much. Kay Cheese, thank you for the donuts. Ayan. Para sa mga TikTokers, please take note of our gift goals up here. Kung sakaling ma-achieve yung gift goals, nag-extend po tayo. Thank you very much kay Casey. Sabi ni James, there's a pic going around of ABS then endorsing Marcos in 1965 to 69. And tinakwil ni Senior, pension nila ang magtakwil ng mga tumutulong sa kanila. Medyo antok na kasi maaga po tayo bukas. So, a little more. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Kamusta na po kayo ni Attorney Lasherda? Bakit? May problema ba? Hi kay Ma'am Vivian. Thank you very much. Sabi ni Ma'am BM, yung aura ni PRD pagkaharap ang mga foreign leaders very prim and intimidating. Thank you, Sir Dan. BBM looks so weak and dugyot. Grabe naman sa dugyot. Alam mo, sabi ni Ma'am Karen, yung kaming mga OFW, super follow the rules sa international territory. Tapos yung presidente natin, unang namamahiya, si unpresidentiable, halatang desperate. Embarrassing is an understatement. May luya daw China sa video. Huy! Sinong co-host ko bukas? Hindi ba si Edwin Lasherda pa rin? Nelson Tandug says, sayang yung na-establish ni PRD na role ng Pilipinas sa ASEAN. Sinira ni BBM. Bakit excited kayo? Sinong guest bukas? Nood kayo. Sabi ni John Paul, mabuhay ka, mabuhay mga DDS at maisog, mabuhay ang pamilya Duterte, labanan natin ang mga demonyo at magnanakaw sa administrasyong BBM. Ito, sabi ni Rayo, for the meantime, let's demand quality public service. Resume working. Let's not use this for them to stop working. Ano? Sino nagsabing may ginagawa tayong ganun? Let's not use our loyalty to political personalities to disrupt public services. Ano? What are you talking about? Disrupting public services? Sinong naggaganyan? Ha? Sabi ni Chino Paco, magpa-botox ka na. Why should you care? Di ba? Hindi ako takot na tumanda and I am not worried about how people see me. Whether they see me as beautiful or as not beautiful, I don't really care. I'm too sure of myself. Masyado na akong maraming napagdaanan, maraming na-survive, and I carry many of those scars. Okay? Pero sa totoo lang, sino ka? Because the truth is, of all the things that I have survived, you wouldn't have lasted 1 hour in any of the battles that I have fought and won. So, you can't insult me. You can't insult me using that. It's just not possible. I'm too sure of myself. And too sure of exactly where I am and who I am in this world. I know what I have done. I know where I have failed. And the least of my concerns is how I look. And please guys, pag may pinatulan ako, wag niyo naman akong sabihan wag patulan kasi tapos na, I cannot go backwards. Okay? So don't do that. It's not fair to me kasi parang sinasabihan niyo ako na 'di ba, pinipigilan niyo ko on my own wall. Wag naman po ganon. Because there are times talaga that there is something more important for me to say, even if it is in response to somebody. So please don't do that. It's not very polite sa totoo lang. So, pag may sinagot ako, huwag niyo naman nang sasabihin, huwag niyong patulan. Ma'am, pumatol na ako. Too late na. Huwag kayong magaganon. Don't try to, alam niyo yung, nagkakahamunan ng laban, tapos nagbubunutan na ng baril, tapos yung kasama mo, binubunutan na ng baril yung kasama mo bubunot rin ng baril, tapos pipigilan mo, that's dangerous. So don't do that. Don't, yung mga ganyan, there is a point I'm trying to make. It is a teaching or learning moment, even for that person. Sabi ni Ma'am Karen, the spokes is doing very well. Congratulations. Bilyonaryo should be thankful. Na-restore na daw ang ekonomiya. Ha? Pinahiya lang mga Pilipino, na-restore na. Saang planeta kaya siya presidente? Yung nag-ad hominem dito, lait. The looks should look at themselves if they have at least an inch of attorney's intellectual capacity or shut the F up. Sabi ni Ma'am Che, you're my goddess. And I recognize you as a fellow goddess. Naks, ganon. Sabi ni Sir Jonas, nung nasa bilyonaryo ka na, tumaas ang ratings nila, likes at followers. Kaya pag umalis ka ng bilyonaryo, magagaya sila sa DWIC. Ngayon dami nang di nanonood at nakikinig sa kanila. Medyo nalulungkot ako dun kasi nga, mahal ko naman yung mga co-hosts ko sa Karambola. Yun nga lang, hindi ako, I cannot stay. Sabi ni John Paul, yung mga trolls na yan, hindi pinalaki ng maayos ng kanilang magulang. Sabi ni Ma'am Alice, nakakabahala na talaga. Grabe na sila. Kung malapit lang ang Region 8, sasama talaga ako sa mga rally para makiisa. Ma'am, pwede bang isama nyo kami sa dasal nyo? So, sabi ni Ichuria, looks are personal. Yep. Di ba? I really don't care. Kasalanan ko ba na masama ang mata mo? Kakaloka ka, di ba? Yeah, it's not my fault you got bad eyesight. Sabi ni Janine, 36 is beautiful in person, no wrinkles yet, no need for Botox. Sayang, hindi ako nakapagpa-picture last time you saw her. Lobat kasi, kasama po ako from Menjola. Ito nung pumunta tayong post office, naku, maraming salamat ma'am at nakiisa ka nung araw na yon. It meant a lot to me. Yung mga tayo, magkakasama tayo, naglalakad tayo, tapos nagyayaya tayo, hinahatak natin yung mga nakaupo sa jeep, yung mga ganun. Good morning, Sir Maxi. How's the weather in San Francisco aside from cold and freezing? Sabi ni Serenity, mga trolls ang tawag sa mga taong lumalaban sa katiwalian at isa ako dun. Naks! I love the fighting spirit. Sabi ni Chi, I love the spokes, only I can't see the boots of Attorney Trixie. Wah! Pag nagbago uli yung set. Sabi ni Ma'am Karen, ano pa kaya kung alam nilang magaling ka rin kumanta? It's not that galing, Ma'am. Yung mga trolls na yan, sayang bayad sa inyo. Sayang buwis ng bayan, pinababayad sa inyo kung hanggang shallow comments lang kayo. Sabi ni Serenity, kumasi ako na hati ang estado sa buhay. Kaya nakikita ko at inisisyon ko na magsalita para sa mga walang kakayahan. I love it! Sabi ni Cornel, paano po kayo nakakapagpigil tumawa sa ibang analysis ng co-host niya sa Billionaire? Grabe naman kayo. Over. Alam nyo, saan naman yung sinabi? Sinabihan naman ako sa Bilyonaryo that I'm probably the only host na hindi maarte. Kahit sino co-host ko, kaya ko yan. Di ba? Well, probably with one or two exceptions. Meron akong hindi talaga tatanggapin. Like, kung walang contribution sila to the conversation. Pero si Attorney Edwin naman, okay naman siya na co-host. I completely disagree with his political views, ha? Hindi kami magkasundo sa political viewpoints. Yun nga lang, it's not that, it's for me, kayang-kaya ko naman to work with anybody. And I don't see that as as a bad thing, kumbaga. Where do I get the tolerance for listening to La Sherda Scuda? Uy, grabe kayo. Natatawa nga ako eh. Kasi nga, and I'm bringing this up again. Kasi nga, merong mga nang iintriga na kesya, I'm working daw for Martin because Bilyonaryo daw is owned by Martin Romualdez, which is completely and, like 100% totally untrue. So, nakakatawa yung mga nagsasabi ng ganon because that means they didn't do basic research on the ownership of the of the company. At makikita din nila if they studied kung saan nanggaling ang bilyonaryo, then makikita dapat nila na from the very start, nung Politico pa lang sila, and Politico was like an original publication, I was already there. So, but I stopped because during the Duterte years, I took a stand. I took a stand in favor of Rodrigo Duterte's administration. So, hindi talaga ako magtatagal doon. So, I left. Ngayon, na bilyonaryo na nga, may bilyon na nga, it was time to come back to provide balance. Kasi ganito yun nakikita na natin na yung bilyonaryo, na yun, parang kumikiling sa sa Dilaw. And in some instances, parang pro-admin din sila. So it is important for representation na mayroong DDS na nandun. Di ba? So kailangan andun, meron tayong na andun. Kailangan binabasag natin yung mga monopolies nila on mainstream media because Bilyonaryo has TV. So hindi pa nasa TV yung aming program, but I assume that if we work hard enough at it, we will be. Kasi dati sa Karambola, TV na kami. So kailangan po represented yung viewpoints natin in as many media as possible. So totoo lang, kung kaya kong pasukin yung pinkest mga programs na ganyan so that our views will be heard by them, I will do it. Kasi ganun talaga dapat ang ginagawa natin. Tinatahak natin yung landas na yan. Pinapasok natin, you go into the lion's den. You have to, even if they don't like your views, they might be convinced on certain aspects of it. Ang weird lang nung teorya nila na working for Martin because bilyonaryo. It's just dumb. But furthermore, 'di ba, there's no way that the first lady would allow Speaker Martin to hire somebody like me, 'di ba?